Hey, my name is PolishLynx and welcome to Driftwood, the visual novel. We are out of the school building and outside in the garden area near the front of the school I find an unusual number of people hanging out, talking and just congesting the walkway. Some of them are parents, but most are students, wavering about in blurs of purple, blue and white from their uniforms. It's a pain to maneuver around everyone without bumping into each other person obscuring the walkway. Even more annoying is the fact that half the people don't even acknowledge I'm trying to get by. I finally see an opening between the hordes of people and try to make my way through. The force of an elbow crashing to my left shoulder makes me sputter off and land with my back up against the wall of the school. Blood surges throughout my body. My hand reaches instinctively up to cradle the muscle and flesh that is still repairing itself inside my shoulder to protect it from further harm. It's a subconscious reaction I've had ever since the spring. I can't control it. The sensation of remembering the moment from my past kicks back. I force my eyes shut, trying to clear my mind, as the visions of the day of my accident flash through my mind. It's hard. On the outside, I feel like it didn't affect me that much, but somewhere deep inside me, it still frightens and bothers me. I take deep breaths, trying to prevent myself from freaking out over being hit. I can sense a cluster of people surrounding me and the muffled sound of the concerned voices echoes in my ears. Eventually I come to my senses and open my eyes to spot a few familiar faces looking at me with crooked heads. Hey man, are you alright?
Oh no, I think I heard him Gerber.
I didn't mean to. I didn't see him, and for the love of God, stop calling me that. I take in deep breath and look between the two.
I'm alright, sorry.
You sure? You look pretty sick. Do you think you're gonna throw up?
You should go see the nurse.
Before I can answer, I see a flash of white burst between the two of them, accompanied with the sound of a familiar voice.
Clear the way, peasants! I will save this damsel in distress.
It was Matt. Great. Matt, I'm fine, right? Matt is close, very close. Too close. The odd sensation Matt leaps against mine makes my eyes widen in disgust. This sensation is exacerbated by Matt blowing hot air down my throat. Oh God. I immediately start to panic and push him away, gagging and coughing up the air he's trying to push into my lungs. He pulls away and sucker punches me twice in the chest like a boxer. His form of CPR is remarkably painful and untraditional. I fumble up to my feet against the wall with a mix of pain and embarrassment, my hands covering my mouth and my chest.
Dude, the fuck, I'm fine.
Matt steps back and smiles, seemingly proud of his accomplishment of getting me to stand up.
See? I saved your life.
Right. Yeah. Matt may step forward, quickly grabbing me by the arm and hoisting me up and away from the wall. Karen tries to help, leading me back in the colder climate of the school's entrance. I guess you could tell them what happened. We end up in a small room behind the front desk area. Based on the health-related posters on the wall, I can only imagine the room is an infirmary or the nurse's office or something.
Alright, we'll go get Elizabeth. Hope you feel better, Marcus. What? Elizabeth is a nurse?
May and Garen venture off to Elizabeth, who I'm starting to believe is the substitute for everything due to the lack of faculty at the school. Well, substitute nurse as well? I just rest my head back against the wall and close my eyes, knowing perfectly well that I'm fine, just a little rustled up from Matt's attempt at saving me. The door creaks open and I glance over to see if it's Elizabeth or some other unlucky soul that's feeling ill on Friday. Huh? It's the tiring girl. She gives me a curious look, almost as if concerned about me.
What's wrong with you? Sick already?
No, just feeling a little under the weather.
You seem pretty damn mopey all the time. You have some kind of disease or something?
I roll my eyes and ignore her. She doesn't seem to care, switching her attention from me to a drawer and helping herself to a plastic bottle filled with painkillers. I see that she takes about 2 or 3 more than the prescription amount, dumping them from her palm into her mouth before swallowing. She puts the bottle away and turns to leave, but it's stopped by Elizabeth coming in.
Oh, hello, Taryn.
Taryn's whole disposition changes at the sight of Elizabeth, and she gives her a genuine-looking smile.
Hey, what's up? What are you up doing here? Looking after Marcus? Nope, I have a headache, so I took a few pills.
Elizabeth nods in understanding and gives Taryn's head a momentarily pat before turning to me and raising her eyebrows skeptically.
So, what seems to be the problem, Marcus?
I was outside and someone bumped me and I started feeling really lightheaded and everyone kind of blew it out of proportion though.
Have you had anything like this come before?
Taryn is listening in on the conversation even though she has nothing more to do here now that she's taken care of her headache, which is a little troubling. She'll probably have some deranged and stupid viewpoint like I deserve getting shot or something. Best to just keep quiet, telling them wouldn't help me out anyways. Elizabeth probably knows.
No, I think it was just a change of temperature from the air conditioning and being knocked around.
It's not a big deal. Garen and May were just being safe, I guess. Elizabeth gives me a concerned look, not trusting that I'm 100% okay.
Alright, but if you lightheaded again, come see me. You might have a concussion or something.
He wasn't hitting the head. Will do. Taryn gives me a shifty look as I stand up to leave, not being me or just seeming to disapprove of my existence as always. I could care less for. I have better things to do than worry about whether Taryn likes me or dislikes me. Whether.
Why? She seems like an interesting being in this game.
By the time I leave the school again and make my way to the dorms, the walkways are much less populated. Everyone has gone about their business for the weekend. So basically what you need to do is like stay for 5 more minutes inside the building and then walk away and it's clear to go. Personally, I don't really have anything planned, which is sort of depressing, figuring I should probably spend the weekend trying to get a look around the island like Mr. Muller suggested. At least I get to hang around with Ellen and Kriya for a bit to finish up the remainder of the paper. Or just Ellen. Maybe they could show me around, although the thought of Ellen being a tour guide is laughable. Why? Why do you think so? Think about it. She might know all the quiet places where you can, just drop and relax yourself. Because there is no one around. I would like that. And no, because of stupid ideas that might come to mind. I'm talking really about being in a quiet place, just lie on the ground, for example. And, take a nap. It's quite an enjoyable thing actually, to lay down in the grass and take a nap, really. On a hot day, in the shadow of the trees, it really is great, trust me. I know what I'm talking about here. I can imagine there would be very many happy customers on that tour. Reaching closer to the dorms, I sleep under the shade of the trees that mark the halfway point between the school and the dorms. The corner of something orange catches my eye and I look over to see Kiri and Ellen standing alongside one of the trees inside the grove. Kiri is quick to notice that I'm walking by and gestures me over.
Hey, what's up?
Not much. How about you two? Ellen fidgets with her sleeves, but eventually is able to break away from hiding behind Kiri. She looks up at me and holds eye contact long enough to give a fragile nod of greeting.
Any plans for the weekend?
Kiri has a look on her face that shows she already thinks she knows the answer to the question. Nothing aside from helping Ellen out with the paper. Kiri taps her chin lightly with the tip of her finger, a devious smile coming to her lips as she looks between Ellen and me.
Maybe you could convince Ellen to play you some piano.
The suggestion is from out in the left field, but we did speak about Ellen's instrumental talent the other night. I offer a friendly glance to Ellen, hoping she doesn't have a panic attack. Picnic attack? I don't know where the picnic attack come here from. Panic attack. Because of Chris' suggestion, but it seems her cheeks are already on fire. Well, if she doesn't mind, I'd be more than happy to listen. Ellen just shifts her weight back and forth between her feet, eyes glued to the ground.
You could play for him while he proofreads the paper. That way it's a bit more fair on their workload, huh?
Yeah, that would work. Chris smiled brightly, looking over at Ellen with an amused twinkle in her eyes, clearly trying to get Ellen and I to get along better.
What do you think? I guess that works.
She doesn't seem very enthusiastic, but it's better than a flat-out no. Anyways, I'm feeling a bit tired, so I'm gonna get back and finish some homework. You're positive you're okay with writing the paper's final draft? Ellen looks about nervously, avoiding question. Cree elbows Ellen in the side, making her yelp out and hurriedly answer.
Yeah, I want to. Yeah, I want to, okay. Well then, that settles it. We'll see you tomorrow sometime. Come on, let's go get dinner. I'm starving. It's only 5.
Cree pulls her phone out for a split second, then stuffs it back into her pocket.
Actually, it's 4:45 and I'm hungry. It's dinner time. Let's go.
Cree turns and walks off, leaving Ellen to protest the idea of going across the street for food for a few more moments. It takes her a second as she idly stares at Cree's back, but Ellen notices that I'm still standing under the grove of trees with her. I open my mouth to offer at least a goodbye to break the silence, but her soft voice interrupts me before I can say anything.
Do you actually want to listen?
You play? Ellen just nods, as if wanting to get to the bottom of the subject so she doesn't have to strain herself with conversation. She clearly isn't the chit-chat type. Straight to the point if she's comfortable enough to get to set point. Yep, I wouldn't mind. Piano's really nice. She offers the faintest smile at my answer.
Okay, well, bye.
She quickly turns, scruffing off down the path after Cree. See you later. I think I would like to go with that option here. I mean, I think Ellen got me the most interested of all the characters. As much as I don't like assuming, I think it's safe to say that Ellen has some sort of social disability. Either way, the two seem friendly enough, so I suppose it's worth trying to look past Ellen's anxiety and maybe try to hang out with them more often? Yes. I should have rejected Nora's proposition to join the cooking club. Probably. We'll see. Hopefully that won't have any bad influence. Back in dorms, I feel the urge to have a word with Matt, but when I knock on the door, no one answers. The kid is beyond strange, as well as a little bit aggravating. Why is he around only when I don't want him around? I think he needs a good slap in the face to bring him back into the realm of reality. Seeing no use waiting for him to get back, I turn and make my way back into my own room. All I can do now is wait for tomorrow to come around while I finish up my homework for my classes next week. I could try to find Elric and Jay, but I don't really want to look like an idiot wandering around campus. I suppose at the very least I have something to look forward to this weekend. In terms of right now, for my night is starting to look quite dull, unless Matt kicks down my door. Unfortunately, that doesn't seem to be happening. Which is good, actually. Guess I should just finish up some of my work or think about stuff. I wonder what my parents are doing right now. Sleeping? It's a little peculiar of my mom not calling me since my first day. I was expecting a call every day to check in and make sure I wasn't dead. I pick my phone and slip through the contacts before browsing. Talking with my mom for 3 hours about my experience with the new school isn't very appealing considering that I am already exhausted. She will probably be calling tomorrow morning anyway, since she doesn't work Saturdays. I quickly diverted my attention to the side of my desk where I had left the pamphlet Yuko gave. She didn't mention that it had her contact info. Could be a good idea to see if it works or not. I add the number to my contacts and sent a test text. Hey, is this Yuko? It's Marcus. Almost instantly the phone buzzed in my palm. Talk about quick reply.
Yeah, glad you text me. What's up?
Smiley face. I hesitate, not really sure what to respond with, figuring I was just checking to see if it was her number after all. Not much. Bored out of my mind since I don't have a computer or anything to do in my room.
How come?
Only had a desktop back home and my parents didn't want me to bring it. Makes doing papers kind of pain.
You could borrow a laptop from the school.
What?
I didn't think they had them. Guess I'll go get one next time. I need to write a lot. We only give them out to certain students, but I will help you get one on Monday. Suspicious, she's just too helpful. Thanks. No problem. Hey, could I ask you what you're doing this Sunday? Saturday, Sunday. We don't have plans for Sunday, right? Because it's Friday. And on Saturday we have the cooking. We have the project. I don't know. That question is a little strange, and I let my mind wander as to what she means by it. Maybe she likes me. That's doubtful. Figuring she's only known me for a few days. Best to just tell her the truth. Not much. Why? Keep it that way. I have a surprise. What? I furrow my brow in response. What in the world does she have in mind that involves me? Alright, I will keep my schedule clear. Awesome, I'll talk to you later. I have to finish some work before the bed. That last message is dismissive and I don't bother replying goodbye, so I set my phone down and ponder what you could possibly want from me on Sunday. Perhaps it is a date? Or some elaborately planned scam to get me to help her. Or just a prank. I shake my head drowsily, clearing my mind of wandering thoughts. Sitting up and getting ready for bed proves to be the best option, because soon after fatigue billows over me and I'm quick to fall asleep. Yeah, I think I will fall asleep quickly today too. After this recording. The sound of birds chirping outside is enough to steer me from my sleep. But no, I'm not going to sleep yet, because I'm not ending the episode yet. My eyes flicker open as my mind instinctively calculates the time of day based on the intensity of light in my room. It's late, I can tell that much. I reach down and grab my phone to check the exact time, and to my relief, it's only 11 in the morning. It's late, but I understand why I would wake up at that hour during weekend. It would have been a shame if I had wasted half my Saturday sleeping, but I'm still ahead on time, so I slip out of bed and take a quick shower followed by prepping myself for the day. Downstairs I find that my dorm is filled with mostly unfamiliar students, faces from the other grades and homerooms. Luckily they don't pay me any mind. Eventually I spot a skin tone I recognize. Even if I don't want to think of it like that, it's hard not to. He turns as I approach and offers a nod of greeting. Hey, what's good? He's not wearing his school uniform. In my haste to get out of the room, I mistakenly slip mine on without a second thought. Oh crap, I forgot I still owned my own clothes. Jay offers comforting grin, as if he knows the feeling of getting caught in the habit of wearing a uniform as well. It's fine, some people actually wear the uniform all the time. Kinda weird if you ask me. Eric bumps into the conversation, having been talking with another classmate nearby. I don't actually mind it too much. Either way, what's going on today? Jay and Eric exchange looks between one another for a moment before chuckling at my question. Nothing dude, we're like any teenagers just chilling on the weekends. There are some clowns and stuff, but it's what ifs. Yeah, Mother was talking to me about them yesterday. Man, don't listen to him with that kind of boring crap. He will push you towards. There's like a Dame Devil Club, a Writers Club, what else? Eric glanced up at Jay, leaving the rest of the question to his taller companion. Film club, art club, all that kind of stuff. You could check at the front desk if you want on Monday. Joining clubs give extra grades or something. The two of them look over my shoulder for a split second, and I attempt to follow their visual lead, but I feel an arm latch around my shoulder. You could join the Club of Dark Arts and Magic. No thanks. I quickly gave Matt a little shove, not wanting him anywhere near me after yesterday's incident. I don't think I want to join your Harry Potter club, thanks Matt. But Marcus, you're a wizard! He nearly finishes his sentence, screaming, and from their looks, all the other students around the dorm heard him just as clear as I did. What? As much as I love being passive, dealing with Matt is like dealing with a 5-year-old who is incapable of adult conversation. Yeah, kind of. Oh, shut up. Fine, don't join. We didn't want you anyways. Huh? Matt lets out a disappointed hoof and ventured back in defeat to what he was doing. Eric, Jay, and I share a shrugging of Matt's oddity and return to the realm of normal adult conversation once again. I'll take a look on Monday. I'll never really been to clubs or groups or anything, so it's worth a shot. Plus it's something to do after school. You might find something you like. Jay purses his lips for a moment and smiles. I enjoyed Culinary Club back when I was in it. I blink, realizing I had offered to help Nora today, and more important, had no idea when she actually needed my help. Shit, I gotta go! Talk to you guys later! Before they can respond, I'm already rushing out the front door of the dorm, only to be greeted by Nora pacing up towards the dorm steps. She pauses when she sees me and gives me a smile. Oh, there you are! Yeah, sorry, I'm not super late, am I? I just woke up a few minutes ago. You're fine, I was just heading over to look around for you. Right, so I stuff my hands in my pockets, uncertain as to what Nora needed help with. So, do you really want to join the club for real, or were you just saying you'd help to be nice? Oro eyes me up and down as her lips shift to the side. I guess my posture and tone weren't very convincing. Yeah, sorry, I'm just still kinda waking up. She smirks, entertained by my obvious hesitancy to make any definite statement about the club. All good. Well, if that's the case, let's head on over. Sure, lead the way. Okay, she's also an interesting character. Nora leads the way down the pathway to the school, giving me a good view of just how long her hair actually is. It's pulled up in a big ponytail and descends to the small of her back. Anyone else liking ponytails? I wonder what it looks like outside of a ponytail. She could probably wrap herself in it and just be one of those giant mob dogs. Marcus. Hit yourself, please? For such stupid comparison? The thought makes me smile, but the sound of Nora's voice makes me snap back to the task at hand. So, since most of the hot food is going to be cooked during the event, we need to get the junk food and all that jazz done prior. Yuko gave me a list of what we need prepared for the food stands by next week, so I figure we can just cook it all up today and store it in the fridge. Sounds good to me. How much is on the list? More than enough to feed an army of little children. Luckily, she offered to pay for all the ingredients. Apparently all the stuff is already in the kitchen. How did she manage that? She had her butler come up and take care of it. But butler? Nora pauses then and looks at me rather questionably. Yeah, she knows the hotel. You don't think her family wouldn't have a butler or anything? My hands rest at my hips as I give a light shrug of my shoulders. I didn't think butlers were still a thing. I figured they were for, kings and queens and stuff. Nora laughs quietly and rolls her eyes before waving me on. With how much money her family has, they might as well be king and queens. They built the dorms for the school. If that's an indication as to how much money they have lying around. What? Really? Really? They also paid the workers overtime to get it done before Yuko's sophomore year. Nora and I make our way up the front steps of the school, and I find myself pondering over just how wealthy Yuko actually is. I mean, she seemed well off, but how well off is well off? Nora turns to me once we get into the school and gestures around us. Unfortunately, they haven't put too much into the school. They help at the kitchen area on the second floor. Wait, how did people eat before? With their hands. I worded that wrong. The kitchen was downstairs and had really out-of-date equipment, so instead of revamping it, the school decided to use the old kitchen as a teacher's lounge. Oh. Then they added a whole new addition upstairs. It worked out pretty well. Pretty okay, actually. Only issue is, whenever we make food, we carry it up and downstairs. Nora rolls her eyes again and sighs disdainfully. This school always finds a way to screw things up, even when it gets free stuff. Yeah, I agree. Has there ever been any incidents? Maybe? Something? Not that I know of. One time someone almost tripped while they were carrying down a vat of boiling soup. That could have ended badly. It's a lawsuit just waiting to happen. Oh man. Oh man. I have a feeling this will happen with the two of us. That's how these kind of games are working. She chuckles to herself and starts climbing the stairs, letting me follow after her. We make our way up into the kitchen area only to find bags of different groceries with all types of ingredients in them scattered on the countertops. And I wonder where all these things are because I can't see any. Most of them are pre-packaged stuff like pre-made cookie dough and the like, but there are a few raw ingredients here and there. Nora finds a clipboard that has a long, neatly written list of things, which I can only assume are Yuko's requests for the festival. Nora taps the clipboard with her fingers lightly before turning to me. Well, this might not take as long as I thought. Just a few batches of cookies, cupcakes, and some cake. Think you can handle that? Well, I've never really made cupcakes or cake, but I'm pretty sure I can do the cookies. Nora gives me a long, almost flabbergasted look. Have you ever even touched the stove before? I mean... Nora's shoulders slump at my avoidance of the question, and she settles her hands at her hips. Do you know how to roll cookie dough into a ball? Yeah. Do you know how to put it on a tray and then put it into a stove? Yeah. Do you know how to turn on a stove? I slowly glance over to the stove and tilt my head only to shake it slightly. Yeah, but knowing my luck, I'm worried I'd blow the school up or something. Nora's cheeks puff up and she laughs at me. Okay, here. This turns the stove on. She moves over to the stove, giving one of the knobs a turn only to start pointing and tapping at the other controls, explaining each one. How can you not know, man? Really? Most of it doesn't make any sense to me, but I understand how to turn it on and off, change the temperature and how to turn the burner on. How can you not know that? I want to scream at him, but it's middle of the night. Pretty simple stuff, which is all I need to know for making cookies, I'd say. After Nora finishes explaining the design of the oven, she hands me a sleeve of cookie dough. Think you're ready to make the best cookies of all time? Or the worst? I take the sleeve and start to unwrap it, setting it down onto a clean tray by my stove. No promises, but I can try my best. Or my worst. No promise. If you fuck up cookies, I think you might not be cut out for the culinary club, but... We both share a small laugh before she begins riffling through the rest of the bags, letting me go about my own business of making the cookies. She seems to have enough trust in me to do it, without her watching over my shoulder. So that's nice that she doesn't think I'm going to burn the building down. Maybe. That is until I reach for the cookie dough on the tray. Hey? Eh? She pretends to clear her throat while looking sternly at me. What? Aren't you going to wash your hands? I blink at her for a moment before looking down at my hands and embarrassingly smiling. Right. Kitchen hygiene. Anyone cooking food or others should always wash their hands, otherwise who knows what germs might infect the food. Right. Sorry. Nora gives me a comforting smile before nodding and going back to what she was doing. I quickly scrub my hands down in the nearest sink, dry them off, and get to taking slabs of cookie dough and rolling them into separate balls. With each ball placed on the tray, I find my stomach growling slowly. I haven't had breakfast yet, and the cookie dough looks really tasty. Maybe if I make the cookies smaller, there will be some extra dough left over to eat. Although Nora would probably get mad at me if I did eat any. Or maybe I can just sneak it without her looking. That's probably the best plan. I fill out the tray, leaving a small amount of cookie dough for myself.
Hey, I finished this tray. Any more cookie dough tubes or anything? Nora comes over to check up on me, only to immediately spot that there was remaining cookie dough in the first tube. She sets her hands at her hips and gives me this snarky little look, as if she knew what I was up to already. Before I can say anything, she reaches down and takes a wad of the leftover over cookie dough and settles it into her mouth. You know what? I like her. With a pleased smile at the taste, she looks at me and nods approvingly. Go ahead! She grabs my tray and settles it into the nearest stove, turning it on and setting a timer. Alright, now what, more cookies? She looks down at the list on the clipboard, Yuko left for her and thinks aloud. One tray of cookies is done, so we have about 2 more to go. After that, cupcakes, iced tea, lemonade, chocolate-covered pretzels, and strawberries. That list was shorter just a second ago. Hey, all the things are listed off just makes my stomach pang even more. To compensate, I take the last bit of leftover cookie dough and eat it. I can do the rest of the cookies and the drinks, but after I'm done with that, do you think maybe you can get lunch or something? Nora raises a brow at my question, not seeming to understand what I meant by it. Like a date? Like a date, or are you just hungry? How about both? I stare at her for a long moment and I can feel my cheeks flushing red. Why does she think I'd ask her out after only knowing her for like a day? Why not? The look on my face is enough to make her burst out laughing and she nods her head. I'm just fucking with you. Please don't say it that way. I know what you meant is joking, but please don't say that using that word. Yeah, we can get some sandwiches across the street. Relieved that she didn't think I was actually asking her out, I let out a sigh. I would follow that. I would probably follow that. Well, I said it, right? How about both? God damn it! Headphones are slipping down my head somehow. Okay, great. I didn't get a chance to eat breakfast, my god. Breakfast, obviously, and I didn't have anything for dinner last night. Rough. Well, if we get this done quickly, we can go get the food and call it a day. I didn't get a chance to finish that paper for Mallard, so I need some time today to do that. Oh, how come? Nora shuffles under the cabinets, getting me another 2 trays, accompanied by a grocery bag with another 2 tubes of cookie dough. Family stuff. She says this in a way that makes it obvious she'd rather not talk about it, so I decide not to push it any further. I go about starting the next 2 batches of cookies, occasionally peeking over to check the timer on the first and glancing over to watch Nora as she heats up a bowl of dipping chocolate. For a while we're silent, just working the fastest pace we can before she calls out from across the room. You know, we can talk. It gets kinda awkward with it being so quiet, don't you think? Well, what do you want to talk about? Well, what made you come to this school for starters? I might have mentioned it before, but I basically got transferred here because my parents were worried about me. They also figured it would be better education-wise too, so I guess that's part of it. What were they worried about for you? You for? You had a few bad friends or something? They just got scared easily and they treated me like a baby, so they were worried about the violent stuff happening in Boston. There hasn't been much action there since that bombing in like 2013. What happened? Oh, there was a bank robbery a few months ago. And your parents freaked out over that? It's overactive, I say. I pursed my lips in thought for a moment before giving a slight nod. I mean, I was there, so I guess it makes sense for them to worry so much. Hey, did you get hurt? Nora pauses from her work to look at me with a bit more concern. Yeah. I said this in the most nonchalant way possible, trying my best to not make a big deal out of what had happened. Sorry to hear that. Nora frowns, probably feeling guilty about how she has spoken about the situation. Well, hope you like it here so far at least. I do. And it's different.
but I'm enjoying myself. It's better than in Boston. That's what I would say. How long have you been at this school? She lives there, man. From the very beginning, probably. Since sophomore year. I was able to get in freshman year due to financial issues. Oh, sounds inconvenient. That was, but I'm glad I'm here now. Nora returns to her work, carefully plopping pretzels and strawberries into the bowl of melted chocolate, changing the subject with a lighter tone in her voice. What do you think of Mr. Mallard? Mr. Mallard. I purse my lips and give a slight shrug. He's okay. He seems like a nice guy. I really like his teaching style. Nora smiles at my assessment, nodding in agreement. He has a way with words and the ability to engage his class, that's for sure. Do you know how long he's been working here? He's been here since before I came, I know that much. I finish up the second and third trays of cookies before rummaging through the leftover groceries to find several boxes of tea and lemonade mix. Who's your favorite teacher? Probably Mr. Mallard or Mrs. Dumont. Who's Dumont? Dumont? She's the honors English teacher here. I've never taken any honors courses, so never put much effort into school, I guess. Nora gives me a thoughtful look before setting her arms under her bust and leaning to one leg. How come? That's a good question. I suppose I just never saw the point. Academics were never that important to me. Do you plan on going to college? If you don't, I can see how it wouldn't be very important. Otherwise, having a good GPA doesn't really mean anything if you're just a high school graduate with no interest in college. I unbox all the tea and lemonade mix before looking around for some pitchers to use for the drinks. Nora notices my confusion of what to do without any pitchers and comes over, opening up a cupboard beneath where I'm working. They should be up here. She pulls out 4 large pitchers, handing them to me with a smile. I'm not really sure. I haven't given it much thought. I'm not even sure what I'd go to school for, let alone what school I'd go to. Well, you've only got a few months if you are wanting to go. So you should probably start thinking about it. Nora looks towards the window and sighs slightly. I'm not sure I'd be able to leave the island and go to school. I love this place way too much. From what I've seen so far, I really like it. It's peaceful. A lot different than the city. I can actually hear the wildlife and stuff. Nora laughs quietly at my wonderment over hearing animals making noises instead of hearing cars. Do you like animals? What a weird question. Doesn't everyone like animals? Yeah, don't you? Well, not all of them. Nora smirks and rolls her eyes. Oh, of course, I kind of have to do to working on a farm. Eh? So that's what keeps you from school. Aside from my mom, yeah, I should work with my dad when it comes to field work. Otherwise, I mostly take care of all the animals myself. I see. I never would have guessed. My god. I was afraid that she's actually alone taking care of her own mother. But it seems like her father is fine. Oh, that's good. It's fine, being the city so long. I think it makes a lot of people forget where their food actually comes from. Yeah, definitely. She gives me this sarcastic look as she grabs each of the trays and sets them in the ovens that were still available before returning to her strawberries and pretzels. I take each of the pitchers and fill them to the brim before adding the tea bags and lemonade mix to each respectively. After finding a spoon and giving the lemonade a good mix, I turn to Nora, who just finished up with setting all the strawberries and pretzels onto their own trays and holders. Ready? The first batch of cookies should be done right about... She walks over to the oven, which starts beeping the moment she reaches it. Now. She turns the alarm off and puts on an oven mitt, yanking the cookies out and sending the hot tray down onto the counter. The sight and smell of the cookies make me shudder. If they weren't sweltering hot and Nora wasn't around, I'd probably die face first into them. Whoa,
You've got good sense of time.
Comes with getting to know where and when I have to be somewhere around the farm. Now, we have about 20 minutes to go get food and come back before the next batches are done. So let's hurry.
Is this a good idea? Is this really a good idea to leave things turned on and live? Not a good idea, Nora. Right, sure. I'm so hungry. Alright, let's continue. Whatever. Once outside, I'm reminded of the new coming fall season. The air is crisp and the sun is shining, but it's not nearly as warm as it was during the summer. I take in a deep breath and enjoy the less polluted air of the countryside-like environment that the island sports. Okay. Got it.
So, what's Boston like?
Nora asks as we start to make our way from the school campus to across the street. Well, there's sections of it that are really busy, but most of the time it wasn't too bad.
What were the people like?
The people, what do you mean?
Was there much diversity?
Oh yeah, a lot more than here. You and JR. I paused, not really sure if that was the right way to approach it.
Only black people you've seen here?
I kind of just stared blankly at her for a moment before giving a little nod. Yeah. She laughed softly and rolls her eyes.
White people make such a big deal out of the skin tone.
What do you mean?
Well, that was sort of wrong of me to say. I shouldn't generalize. What I mean is, a lot of people pay too much attention to skin tone.
I mean, it's kind of natural to notice it first, don't you think?
It's only natural to notice if you are not used to seeing people of different skin tones.
Probably true.
I've always been around white people because that's the majority of the population on the island, but a good deal of my family and friends are black and Native American.
I see. Are there a lot of Native Americans on island?
There's a big community of African and Native Americans on island, yes. Speaking of which, what do you think about that?
Think about what?
How blacks are called African Americans.
What do you mean?
I mean, like, white people don't go by European American or Italian American, they're just considered white, you know what I mean?
I purse my lips for a long moment and look at Nora with a sense of realization. You have a point. I never noticed that. Do you think it's wrong?
I think it's kind of strange. I mean, people are so worried of offending people. Hell, people are starting to call black people colored as a politically correct term, yet that's exactly what they were called prior to the civil rights movement. In the grand scheme of things, I don't think it really matters, at least not to me.
She gives me a shrug and lets out a sigh.
I judge people by the quality of their character, but I guess even in the current year, it's still hard for some people to do that.
I'd like to say I think the same way, but I'm sure I don't sometimes. Nora smirks slightly.
Yeah, you're openly racist sometimes.
Not on purpose, but subconsciously I'll bet I say some things that are.
Huh?
Nora chuckles openly and gives my shoulder a light pat.
It's okay. I'm sure society has taught you to feel guilty about stuff your ancestors did that you had no part of.
I peer towards Nora for a long moment before offering a slight smile. Nora seems very intelligent. I'd have to learn more about her opinions and thoughts to truly understand where she's coming from, but I think she has a pretty open mind. Before I can rethink or retort to, we reach the bakery. The smell of pizza and baked goods fills the air, making me even hungrier. We step inside and order our food as fast as possible, knowing we had limited time to go back to the cookies that we're baking. We both get sandwiches and within a few minutes we're on our way back. Nora's mostly silent this time, probably thinking over what she had said more critically. She seems like the type of person who would do that. So, why did you join the culinary club?
First because I knew it would boost my grades, and cause cooking is kind of relaxing. Plus, I have to cook from family a lot, so learning new recipes instead of eating the same crap over and over again is pretty nice.
What's your favorite thing to cook?
That's a good question. I think I like making lasagna, or chicken parmesan, the most. Italian food always interested me, like how did they come up with pizza, and make pasta, and meatballs, so popular. There's a lot of interesting types of cuisine, and with each there is a lot of interesting culture behind them.
Foreign culture interests you a lot?
That history, and stuff like philosophy.
What would you say is your favorite?
Probably Greek. They have a lot of stuff going for them. Greek food, interesting history, wars, philosophy.
Yeah, I must say Greek history is interesting. And that's true. She smiles me as if happy I asked.
What about you, Marcus? Anything like that interests you at all?
I thought Roman history was pretty cool.
It's kind of remarkable how far the human race has come, haha.
It is pretty crazy, going from being hunter-gatherer nomads to living in massive cities.
Then you have all the religious stuff about whether or not we've been around for more than a few thousand years.
What do you think about that?
Everyone's entitled to their opinion. I don't believe it, but hey, I'm sure someone does.
I tilt my head slightly and open my mouth, only to be interrupted by the sound of beeping noise coming from Nora. She reaches up into her pocket and pulls out her phone, shutting the alarm off.
Cookies should be done now.
Fortunately, without our talking, the walk from the bakery to the school felt a lot shorter than usual, so we've already arrived back out front of the main building. Do you really think all of the stuff we've made is going to be enough? How many people show up at this thing? Nora frowns slightly and gives a shake of her head.
Probably not. While Yuko's great at organizing, she underestimates a lot of stuff.
Nora holds open the door back inside and I give a nod of appreciation before heading back in and up to the kitchen. And that's what you should have done, man. When we enter the baked cookie scented room, my mouth starts to water and my stomach grows oh so aggressively. Nora quickly puts on an oven mitt and removes each tray of cookies to cool before turning each of the stoves off. She turns then to the tray that was already out and cooling before taking a cookie and eating it. She grins mischievously before pushing the tray towards me.
Think of it as a reward for helping out.
I suppose we should taste test them before giving them out, huh?
Oh, before I forget, what's your number? In case I need your help again, before the festival.
No, I won't say it. It's not a good idea.
Assuming you have a phone like any reasonably normal teenager.
I don't have. Sorry.
Say it.
She pulls out her phone with one hand, the other starting to unwrap her sandwich. I'm reasonably normal here. Probably. I hand over my own phone and Nora adds the number to her contacts before setting it back into her pocket and taking a seat on the edge of the counter with her sandwich. Do people really do that? Hand over the phone so other person can put their contact information? Wow. I guess I'm different, because that's not how it worked for me and never worked like that. Damn it. What kind of place I'm living in? I decide to do the same, sitting on the opposite counter to face her as we eat our lunch. My stomach finally gets what it so desperately wanted. Food!
That's really good. How come Yuko doesn't just have the bakery do everything for a discount or something? She prefers to keep the work for the Harvest Festival within the school. I guess it would make sense, figuring her party is scattered by like 3 different companies. Her parents can afford it, so why not, I guess.
Nora gives a little shrug before blinking, glancing up towards the clock hanging on the wall nearby.
Oh shit, I gotta go. My bus home is gonna be arriving pretty soon.
She hops off the counter and scoffs down the last few bites of her sandwich before grabbing her trash. What should I do with the cookies?
There should be a jar up there.
Nora points up to the cupboard as she hurries out, calling from down the staircase as she leaves.
Sorry for ditching you, I just can't get stuck here for 2 hours. Thanks for the help.
No problem. Really. I managed to yell back before she vanishes, leaving me to clean up all the cooked things we had made. Aside from all this extra work, cooking wasn't really that bad, if you could even call it cooking. I finished up all the remaining duties Nora left behind for me, the sun starting to lower in the sky, which only reminds me of the coming day and how I'd have to deal with talking to Michaela. On top of that, it reminds me that I have a paper due next week and I had planned on going over the last bits of it with Ellen.
Crap, I hope I didn't blow her off. Better hurry and get over there. I should probably change too.
In the next episode that will happen. Let's do it like that. In the next episode we are going to work on this project. So, for now, hope you enjoyed it. I'm hitting the bed. See you in the next episode. Bye bye.